Have you ever wondered what Roger's or other old era pirates' bounties would be today? In chapter 1130, we saw that Dorry and Broggy's bounties increased by 1,800%. 100 years ago, their heads were worth 100 million berries, and now, after helping the Straw Hats at Egghead, their bounties became active again and increased to 1.8 billion berries. It's not just a random number. It seems Oda really looked up real-life inflation rates to determine their new bounty. If we calculate inflation, we see that $100 in 1924 is worth about $1,800 in 2024. This can't be just a coincidence, and it's crazy that Oda pays attention to such small details. Because of this, we can calculate other bounties as well. Let's start with the Donquixote pirates. According to the Vivre card, Daffy became a Shichibukai 10 years ago. At that time, he had a bounty of 340 million berries. His family members, Trebol, Diamante, and Pika, each had bounties of 99 million berries. Senor Pink had a bounty of 58 million berries, and I won't mention the lower ones. Today, without any additional crimes, Senor Pink's bounty would be 75 million berries. For Trebol, Diamante, and Pika, it would be 132 million berries, and for Daffy, the bounty would be 453 million berries. But we all know he deserves a much higher bounty. Between reselling weapons to many countries, producing the artificial smile fruits, and even trafficking humans, among other things, Joker controlled the largest crime organization in the New World. He pulled the strings from the shadows, having complete control of the underworld. In that regard, he's a much bigger player in the New World than it might seem at first. He has all three types of haki and an awakened devil fruit, and we saw the rest at Dressrosa. I believe that because of his strength and mainly due to his status, power, and influence, he deserves a bounty of 3 billion berries. Also, don't forget that he's a former celestial dragon and knows about the national treasury of Marijua. I really hope he'll somehow break out of Impel Down. Most likely he'll join the Cross Guild. Another former Shichibukai and possible Cross Guild member is Gecko Moria. In Buggy's Vivre card, it was revealed that the Cross Guild was initially meant to have more members. Oda is still considering expanding the group. Early sketches showed Perona as part of the Cross Guild, so there's a huge chance that we'll see Gecko Moria soon with a new bounty. According to Moria's Vivre card, he got his current bounty of 320 million berries before he even fought Kaido for the first time. This happened 23 years ago in Wano. Let's say Moria got his bounty 25 years ago. Without any additional crimes, his bounty would be 605 million berries today. After that, Moria constructed Thriller Bark, became one of the Shichibukai, and stole Ryuma's corpse and Shusui. Despite his powerful devil fruit, Moria was removed from the Shichibukai after failing to accomplish much in the war, but I still think he deserves a bounty of around 1.2 billion berries. Even though we know Boa Hancock's current bounty, her sisters still have frozen bounties of 40 million berries. Hancock became a Shichibukai 13 years ago. Today, Sandersonia and Marigold's bounties would be 57 million berries, but if we take Boa's huge bounty increase into account, then her sisters must have higher bounties as well, around 300 million berries each. Fisher Tiger's raid on Marijua earned him a 230 million berry bounty. It happened 15 years ago. He climbed the red line with his bare hands before single-handedly invading the extremely well-guarded Marijua and freeing all the slaves by himself. This is one of the biggest feats in the whole series. He deserved a higher bounty for sure, but unfortunately he died a few years later. If he were alive today, his bounty would be around 340 million berries. This one is probably my favorite one on this list. Chinjao, once an immensely strong pirate who clashed with both Roger and Garp. He is one of the few characters who possess all three types of haki. After losing his drill against Garp 30 years ago, Chinjao retired from piracy. At that time, he had a bounty of 542 million berries. If we account for inflation, Chinjao's bounty 30 years later would be 1.153 billion berries, which means Garp one-shotted a character on the level of a Yonko first commander. We know how strong Garp is, and defeating young Don Chinjao with one blow was already impressive, but this detail lets us appreciate it from an even cooler perspective. Brook, one of the Straw Hats, drifted alone in the Florian Triangle for 50 years. He first gained a bounty of 33 million berries during his time with the Rumbar Pirates. Adjusted for inflation, he would be worth 211 million berries today, which is a decent amount for a Sabaody rookie. Fortunately, after the raid on Onigashima, his bounty increased to 383 million berries. I think this is fair. He's a member of a Yonko crew and has an interesting devil fruit, but since he hasn't shown any signs of haki yet, it's a disadvantage in the New World. Another Straw Hat, Robin, gained a bounty of 79 million berries at the age of 8 due to her ability to read poneglyphs following the destruction of O'Hara. Now her bounty is 1 billion berries, which makes sense given how dangerous she is to the world government. If she were a child from O'Hara today, her bounty would likely be 139 million berries. Interestingly, her mother, Nico Olivia, had a similar bounty of 79 million berries. She died during the O'Hara incident, so her current bounty would also have been 139 million berries. Let's not forget another record-breaker kid, Big Mom. She quickly gained a bounty of 50 million berries, which multiplied by 10 while she was still young and she became more powerful and fearsome. She held this bounty for around 56 years. Now here comes the interesting part. With inflation rates, a 12-year-old Big Mom would have a 4.5 billion berry bounty today, which is already higher than her current bounty. This is despite the fact that in the last 56 years she gave birth to 85 children, created an entire country, was a member of the Rocks Pirates, and later became one of the Yonko. She has been strong and dangerous her entire life. Of course, Big Mom's inflated bounty doesn't make sense, but this video is just for fun, and I think this strange fact makes it even more interesting. Even though Kaido has a higher bounty than Big Mom right now, he wasn't as dangerous as Big Mom was as a kid. At least, that's what we can speculate from their bounties. After escaping from the Marine battleship, he immediately received a bounty of 70 million berries 49 years ago, which would be 410 million berries in today's terms. In the last 49 years, he joined the Rocks Pirates like Big Mom, ate one of the strongest devil fruits, gathered a powerful crew, and earned a bounty of 4.611 billion berries. Roger was hailed as one of the strongest pirates of all time, considered nearly unstoppable in battle. As the Pirate King, he holds the highest status among all the world's pirates, and before his death had an enormous bounty of 5,564,800,000 berries, the highest in pirate history. As you know, Roger was executed 24 years ago, marking the start of the golden age of piracy. Today, his bounty would be 10.1 billion berries, which is an insane number, higher than the combined bounties of any 2 Yonko or even 3. When Kizaru fought Rayleigh, he told him that if his wanted poster were removed, he could peacefully retire. This means Rayleigh still has an active bounty, though the amount has yet to be revealed. This also implies 2 things. Even after 24 years, Rayleigh never surpassed Roger's bounty despite his incredible strength. On the other hand, since his bounty is still active, he might still have a chance of surpassing his captain. I'd guess his bounty is around 3.5 billion berries at this point. Including Rayleigh, there are many pirates from the old era whose bounties are still unknown, such as Scopper Gaban, Shiki, Odin, and of course Rox D. Zebek, among others. I hope Oda will reveal them before One Piece ends, because I believe Rox had a monstrous bounty even 38 years ago. For example, 3 billion back then is equivalent to 6.8 billion in today's time. Now I'll show you how high the bounties of the pirates would be in real life. In SBS, Oda said that 1 berry is equal to 1 yen. If we convert yen to euros, we find that Luffy's current bounty of 3 billion berries equals to 18.39 million euros. Zoro's bounty is about 7 million euros, and Chopper's bounty is 6 euros, which is hilarious. You couldn't even buy a regular McDonald's meal if you caught Chopper. Write the bounty of your favorite character down in the comments, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. That's it for today. If you want to see predictions for the red-haired pirates bounties using Oda's favorite Goro Awase technique, you can watch this video right here. Thanks for watching.